Hi, in today's video, we're going to go over a scary real estate story, and we're going to start right now. Hi, my name is David Matney with Nebraska Realty. I'm a local realtor here in Omaha, Nebraska. Now, in today's video, we're going to go over a real estate Halloween version of a scary story. So I'm going to share with you a story that happened a few years back. It's kind of the nightmare that happened on a but there's a couple of good lessons that you can pull out if you're a seller. All right, now what happened with this situation was I listed the home. This was back, I think it was like 2005. But the seller listed the home and the seller overpriced the home. Okay, so that meant the property sat and sat and sat. It might have been 2007, 2008. The market wasn't like it was today, where you put the home on the market and 3 seconds later you got 4 offers. This was a property that was only a couple of years old. Okay, and the seller overpriced it. Okay, so that was a bad thing. Now what happened is the property sat and sat and sat. Okay, it got into November and it got into December. And the seller did not winterize the property. Okay, and what happened was the furnace quit working. Well, you can imagine, and when it's not winterized, the pipes broke. I showed up one time to check on the property, and I opened the door, and it was a split entry home, and all of upstairs, the carpet was just squish, squish, squish when you walked, and water pooled around your feet as you walked. And the pipe burst in the upstairs master bedroom, in the master bath. And the garage downstairs, there was water coming out of the garage. Okay, that's not a good thing. Okay, and the drywall on the ceiling of the garage was all on the floor. This thing was completely destroyed in terms of, and that was not a fun call to make. Okay, now seller was not happy. A couple of lessons to be learned. When you sell your home and it's vacant, and it's wintertime, and it's Nebraska, have the property properly winterized, okay? Have the water shut off at the street, okay? Because furnaces do break. And here's the other thing too. Let's say you have a battery-operated thermostat, okay, that's operating on a AA battery. Those batteries, it's a $2 battery. And if those things go bad, or, hey, batteries go bad after a while, right? So, hey, that battery goes out. Guess what happens? That furnace doesn't click on, and then lo and behold, you got a house full of water. And it's not good enough to just simply shut the water off downstairs. I've had multiple times where the seller will turn off the water, but yet the house is frozen. That'll still break. The water will freeze where it comes into the house. And I've had water shooting out of the before it comes into the house. So you want to make sure that you contact a plumber to make sure the proper house is properly winterized. The other thing you want to do, have the water shut off at the street. Okay, pay the money to have it winterized. If you have a house that's occupied and you still have your hoses connected, make sure you disconnect those hoses from the hose bib, because if those hoses are connected, what will happen is those hose bibs will freeze and it'll have water coming into the basement. So you want to make sure you address both those items. Now here's the other thing too. You want to contact your insurance company, because after so long, if the home is not occupied, it may not be covered by insurance. So as you can see, this is a pretty not a lot of fun story. So the lesson of you can take a couple lessons from it. Okay, make sure your property is properly winterized. Contact your insurance company, and then it's not enough to just crank on the heat and check on it every couple of days, because here in Nebraska, we get some cold January days, those puppies can freeze and it can be a painful situation. So had it happened last year too. It happens almost every year. So my PSA announcement is to make sure you winterize the property if it's vacant. Anyway, hope you have a happy Halloween. Hope you enjoy this story and you make it a great day. Oh, and subscribe to my channel.